So this trail was used by the Inca. You can see all of these tired stones and semi-formed stones from when they were building up here. Welcome to Inti Punku.
We're going to be seeing some Inca bones.
So this is our first Inca tomb. So there's a skull right there.
Anticuchos.
We've got to try it since we're in Peru. Good morning, we're still in Ollantaytambo.
And today we are going on a long horseback ride up to Inti Punku, which is known as the Sun Gate here in Ollantaytambo.
So it looks like this amazing little door to some ruins that's just at the top of a mountain, very far from here. If we were walking, it would probably take 5 or 6 hours to get there, but we're not walking.
Also, we're going to see some quarries along the way.
Possibly some mummies. Some Peruvian mummies are actually up there in the mountains.
Tornado.
Okay, this is Napoleon y Tornado. Napoleon, Tornado.
Sí, sí, eso quiere, pues.
Look at that. That is Apu Veronica. Glaciers of Ollantaytambo.
So, I'm leading the pack here. Alex is following closely behind. And we have the most spectacular views of the glacier on this trail. So with the horseback riding, it's really nice because you don't really get tired, so you can actually take in the views and you're up high so you can see everything surrounding you.
Okay, we've been riding for probably half an hour already. They say that it takes 2 hours to get up there to Sun Gate. And if we were walking, it would take probably 5 or more. So this is awesome. We get to see a lot more. We're not getting so tired. We'll be there soon. And supposedly he knows the spots where Inca people have been buried along the mountains, and there are still bones there. Still mummies. Sometimes still clothes and other things buried with them. So hopefully we'll get to see some of that and show you. That should be really cool. What makes this ride one of the most beautiful rides we've ever been on, I think either of us, is because of Apu Veronica, the glacier that we have right in front of us the whole time. Where we were a few days ago on our trek, when we slept with the globe and all of that. There it is on the other side. So this trail that we're on, it wasn't made for this. It wasn't like made for tourists. It's actually more of a pilgrimage trail. So this trail was used by the Inca. They used this when they were building Ollantaytambo, or building the now ruins that are at Ollantaytambo. So you'll see a lot of these piedras cansadas, or tired rocks, that are left along the way. But they would take the stones, these huge megaliths, from up here in the mountains, and somehow they got them from these mountains all the way down here and across the river and to what is now Ollantaytambo. So we're on a very historic trail right now. So the piedras cansadas, or the tired rocks, they are the rocks that never made it when they were building. And it might have been because the conquistadors came when they were moving those rocks, and then the Inca got scared and they stopped building. Or for some other reason, who knows. How you doing back there?
Good. The horse listens better than me.
Do you know the name of your horse?
That one?
Yours.
No, I don't remember.
Napoleon.
Napoleon? I forget the name of mine though, brown
Tornado.
Napoleon.
We switched horses. Now Lindsay's on Napoleon and I'm on Tornado. Maybe it's Tornado because he's a little faster. Seems like it. Guys, look, an avalanche is coming down. Wow, see all the smoke at the front? What it looks like smoke? It's all the snow coming down. Can't believe we're seeing this. Wow. We're so lucky today. Other days it's been overcast and you couldn't really see the glacier, but we have perfect weather to see all of this. I can officially say that's the first avalanche I've ever seen. So this here is a cemetery of the Incas. And pretty soon we'll actually see tombs where they have bones still. There are no bones at this one right now. They're all taken. So they call these the Quarries. The quarries are where the Inca were basically getting these rocks. They were mining, getting these rocks out of the ground, forming them, and then bringing them to town. You can see a lot was going on here.
This giant rock. Más grande piedra. We just keep climbing up and up and up, and the whole time I'm thinking that I'm glad I'm not walking. If you like horseback riding, I would say this is definitely the way to go. And there's no official tours that do horseback riding here, but there are some local families that could take you, and we will provide the information below. You cannot beat these views. These are some of the best views we have had in Peru by far. And it looks like up at the sun gate, you get a very close view of the glacier at Apu Veronica.
So Ollantaytambo is over here around the corner. And there are the domes we slept in right here. Wow. Good boy. So all of this is the Quarries. You can see all of these tired stones and semi-formed stones from when they were building up here and working on the stones to bring them down. But a lot were still left up here, so you're just going through the mountains and then you come by these fully formed huge blocks. Very cool, very cool. I don't know how we would have done this hike without these horses. That would have been very difficult. Well, I guess we're taking the stairs. Whoop. It's pretty amazing we get to see this. Not a lot of people get to do this because it's such a long hike, and we have horses, so it's making it so much easier.
It's like 3 times, probably 2 to 3 times faster on the horses.
Yeah, so we really wanted to do this, but we almost didn't because it was going to be like a 5-hour hike there and like a 5-hour hike back. That'd be all day. Uchu, uchu, come on. He says uchu. He says uchu or something like that to get him going, so we're giving it a try.
Hi, uchu.
Uchu.
He kind of grunts and then they start going.
If you like travel videos, make sure you subscribe because we're traveling all over Peru, and then we're going to travel around the world and share it with you. We're going to ride some more horses too.
You want to keep your sweater on me?
Okay, now for some reason we are letting the horses go first and we're going after them and we're walking a little bit. Maybe this is hard for them to do with people on them.
It's probably a narrow trail, yeah.
Yeah, but we can see Sun Gate from here. We're getting close.
That's probably why.
So he just had to move some of these rocks out of the way of the trail. Our horses are stuck. He's trying to move rocks out of the way.
Cheeto break.
That's all I had this morning. No breakfast, just Cheetos.
Even the horses are having a hard time. This is not easy. You have to walk through all these stones.
More wild horses. Okay, we're getting there. Look at this. Camino is around up here, and that's Sun Gate at the top there. So the Inca would go on pilgrimages like this. They'd make sacrifices, and they did it in the name of their gods, or like in the name of the sun, or the Apus, which is like the mountain here, the glacier, Veronica. And so this trail that we're on right now, supposedly the reason that they built the Sun Gate up here where we're going is more of like for a sacrificial reason for the pilgrimage to go up here, because it was a lot to get up here, because it wasn't easy. It was a spiritual pilgrimage to get up here. So right now we're on a spiritual trek. We'll tell you more about the Sun Gate when we get there. It should be pretty cool. Nobody else up here at all. So a little higher above us, like up here, that would be the Inca Trail to Machu Picchu. We're not taking that today. Wow, there it is. We're here. Alright, we finally arrived after a few hours on the horses. We're at Sun Gate. This place looks amazing. Let's go.
You can tell this would be a place where you would get in touch with your spiritual side and in touch with nature. You really feel connected to the earth up here.
I understand why they built this up here. Look around us. You feel like you're on top of the world. All around us. So this is the trail that we took to get up here with the horses. But if you look right up here, you'll see a trail that the Inca used. This is the Inca trail that you can take to Machu Picchu from here. Peru is unbelievable. Through Inti Punku. So Inti Punku, like most Inca ruins, it's a bunch of these stones like this. It does change wherever you go, depending on the time of the Inca. They weren't just one time and their architecture kind of changed. But yeah, stones like this, and then you can see wood beams up here. How old is that wood? And it's still there. And then some rope, it looks like. Inca rope that's just been here for hundreds of years in the roof here. Look at this.
Look what I found, guys. Looks like the remnants of an old shell. Also, there's so many cool rocks around here.
And a coin from 1996. Definitely one of the most magnificent things we have seen in Peru. I chose that word carefully. It's hard to believe the view from here and where we are right now.
It's hard to put into words the feeling that this place brings about. If you come to Peru, you have to come here. I know it's a hard hike, but it would be worth it, or you can do the horseback riding. This is my favorite Incan site out of all the ones we've been to in Peru.
Wow, and there are a lot. And that's saying a lot because it's like one doorway.
Yeah, it's very simple.
It's very simple, but it's the view, it's the placement, it's
the feeling you get when you're sitting in this space.
Yeah, the energy, the reason why something like this would be here. Just one door on top of a mountain. It's like a gate to the heavens.
Yeah. So whenever we're in places like this, I always try to picture myself in the Incan times, what they were thinking, what they were feeling, and it's really interesting to do that.
So look, there are some holes here which might have been meant for tying with rope, putting rope through there and tying someone up. It could be someone sacrificing themselves. It is Sungate, maybe it's sacrificing themselves to the sun.
Yeah, probably. Right in front of you is the huge glacier. So this is...
Yeah, a sacrifice for Apu Veronica. Makes sense. The placement makes a lot of sense. Okay, that's it. Let's see what else we find today. I wish I had a drone to show you how incredible this is. The placement with all the mountains around. You really can't tell from these videos. It's just this at the top, surrounded by valleys.
Alright, we saw the sun gate. Absolutely incredible. Now we're gonna head down the hills and we're gonna be seeing some Inca bones.
There are a lot of tombs up here. The Inca, while they were working and while they were living up here in the mountains, they would just bury people there where there are no longer houses or anything, so it seems like it's the middle of nowhere, but it must have been where things were going on before. And
so not many people know where these tombs are. They're kind of near the quarries, but I think it's above a bit, and luckily he knows, so he's gonna show us. So it'll be really interesting to see that piece of history. Real Incan bones.
So this is our first Inca tomb. Look at this. It's just a small room. So there's a skull right there. Skull of the Inca.
The bones.
Oh. And in this section, I'll shine your light as well. In this section, you have some bones.
You can't see it. Go further in.
So like a rib. Okay. Yeah, diente. So there are teeth and a part of a jawbone there. Hands. Are there ropas? Oh,
No, no sin ropas. Eso es
ropas.
paja.
clothes.
A veces lo llevan. Y es malo.
Wow. See, it's just a tiny little tomb here. We have people on this side, and then someone on this side.
Okay.
So there are a lot more of these in this region of Peru, but a lot of them were raided, not only for the bones, but because they were buried with things. They were buried with gold and priceless items. Not really buried, just put in a hole. And so people would look for gold and things like that, and they'd probably take the bones as well because they're the bones of the Inca, so that's pretty interesting as well. But that's probably the only one that we're gonna see for now. So this is another Inca stone.
And we think that this was used for grinding, mordida, grinding. Because back in the day they didn't have wheels, but it also does resemble a wheel. Thank you for a great ride. You did good.
Adios, Napoleon.
Alright, we are starving and exhausted after that, so here's some coffee and sugar to get us going. We stopped at a restaurant, we don't know the name of it, but we're going to tell you in a second. I don't know why we're so tired after that horseback ride, but wow.
So we were gonna eat at Apu Veronica, which has burritos and they're amazing, but we decided to come here, which is affiliated with it. It's actually their sisters. The owner of that one is sisters with the owner of this place, which we'll find the name of pretty soon. But supposedly they have some really good food, some traditional stuff, and we're gonna try a few plates.
We just got our first portion of food. It is a soup called quinoa de sopa. And I love the dishes that they use here. It's in a stone. Oh, here's Alex's. Looks like it has some carrots, quinoa, cilantro. That is good. They do soups well here in Peru. Mostly it just tastes like a chicken soup, quinoa. Oh, this is cool. Oh, this is like organic, natural bamboo.
Chicha morada.
Wow.
Our favorite.
Okay, talk about presentation. This is chicha morada like we've never seen it before.
Chicha morada, our favorite drink in Peru. So refreshing. Look at that color. Purple corn in a pot. Wow. Sizzling.
Beef, alpaca, and lamb.
Papas fritas. Ensalada. With palta. And then some sides here.
You can hear it sizzling.
We've been sitting here for a few minutes and we still can't eat it because it's sizzling so much. It's just popping up, hitting us in the face.
This is just what we needed after a long day.
The presentation here is amazing. Look at this.
If you guys are in Ollanta, definitely come here. They have great prices, great food, and the presentation is also amazing. Highly recommend.
Traditional food and then also some non-traditional Peruvian food if you're looking for something else like burritos. Okay, the papas fritas, really good. This sauce, it's made with like a parsley. It's almost like a pesto in oil. Really good. Ahi, ketchup, and a mayonnaise.
An ensalada. And we're getting another thing, anticuchos.
Antipunku de alpaca.
Alpaca. Oh, we haven't had that yet.
We haven't had that yet. Alpaca hearts is what this is. Wow. This will be very interesting to try.
Wow, this is beautiful. It seems like they're wining and dining us here with some anticuchos de alpaca.
Time to try something new. Last time we tried anticuchos, it was beef cow heart, and we didn't like it that much, but we think it might be because we didn't eat it fresh. It was kind of cold.
We had it for delivery because it was lockdown time, So now we're having anticuchos again, and it's a very popular thing. It's a very well-known thing in Peru. We typically wouldn't eat heart of cow or of anything, but we've got to try it since we're in Peru.
Alright.
So
It smells good. Got a little spice to it.
I'm gonna get a little.
I like it better than the cow one. It's pretty tender.
These have been marinated or something. They have a lot of. They're very juicy, very tender,
That's good.
with a lot of flavoring. Everything here is so good. Look at this spread. We just
found
found
out
out
the
the name of this place. It's Apu Pitusirai. Apu Pitusirai. It's a Quechua word, so it's not very easy, but so that's how you spell it. So the restaurant is under this. It's new, so it doesn't have its own thing yet, but this is what it looks like. You'll see the corn hanging there.
Oh shoot, I did that thing where I don't think it recorded.
If you want more, if you want daily stuff, you should head to Instagram. Find us at Alexander Travel Bomb. And that's where you'll find daily stories and photos about our travels. Hey, thanks for making it all the way through this video. If you want to watch more, click one of these videos. Subscribe because I'm traveling all around the world and I'm sharing the whole thing with you. Thanks.